Greetings. So let's do step 12, verifying RBAC. And in this step, what we're going to do is we're going to start working with Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy has a limited set of permissions it can do within the cluster, and we're going to observe these. So the first thing to do is to change the current context to use the context Dick Tracy. Okay, remember we had to switch between contexts, and as you can see, we're now in Dick Tracy. So let's try to create a pod using the kube control run command. And we're going to do that, and we're going to get an error. We do not have permission. This makes sense because, as you might remember, Dick Tracy only has the rights to get and list pods. And in this case, he can't make a pod. He's just not allowed to do it. So let's try to see if we can get pods, which should be in Dick Tracy's permission set. And so we're going to go get pods, and you can see that, and you can see it says no resources found. And that's okay, because we have not created any pods in the namespace that Dick Tracy shares with other resources in the Kubernetes cluster. That's okay. So let's switch back our context to be the admin again. So I'm going to switch back the context by clicking here. And now I'm back to being admin. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create the pinger pod. And I'm going to put it into the namespace test, as you can see that. And you can go and look at the Kubernetes documentation if you just want some more background details on how all this works. So let me go out and create a pod based on image Russell Bob Pinger v2-3. Okay. All right. And so there you go. And you can see there's the output I expected. Now let's do get pods test. Okay. And you can see that the pod, it's trying to be created. And sometimes it takes a while for a pod to warm up, but there is one pod there. It's been there 10 seconds. And if we wanted to see if indeed it's warming up, we could just execute the command again, which I'll do. And you can see that the pod is up and running. And that's good. So what this means is that we've restricted rights for Dick Tracy when we're in the Dick Tracy context, and when we switched back over to the Kubernetes admin context, we could perform the pod creation, which is a permission that kubeadmin can do.